Good morning, guys. So for today, as I said already, probably in the introduction, that's actually going to be filmed afternoon and not this morning, is that today I'm going to give a cross-reference between Flair 58 Plus and my Profitec drive. And why am I filming this part right now is because I'm the morning coffee drinker. If I drink coffee in the afternoon, then I won't be able to sleep, and that's not a good thing, and we don't want to do that. So today I'm gonna, well, now in the morning, I'm gonna get the coffee ready, and then once this is done, just give you my impression of the flavors and what comes out. And then in the afternoon, when I get home, I'm gonna make the rest of the video, and I'm gonna probably there try to dial in and test the decaf version, which is perfectly safe to drink in the afternoon. The coffee today I've been using for a few days is this Coffee Circle, and it's a, let's try and see here. There you can see the flavors and everything. It's been okay. It has a nice, I won't say strong, but it has this nutty flavor to it, and which is perfectly fine and nice. First, the Profitec is already heated up and warm and waiting for the action. So we're gonna make the cups first there, and then we're gonna do the Flair. The grinder is already dialed in, and I think we can start. And before we begin, I want to also show you my two new toys. So this is the 3-bumper temper that has this right inbuilt spring that will stop once it reaches the proper pressure. It really does wonders. And I also went out and decided to buy their needle distributor, sorry. And it really does do a nice job of what it has to do, because I'm able to dial in coffee way faster, and these little magnets make it really easy to get it all stuck to the portafilter, and then you just press 2 or 3 times and you get a nice even distribution for your portafilter. But enough talk, let's start and let's record in parallel. Okay, let's get the scales out. Let's zero it in. And now let's do for the Profitec, it's a 16.5 grams basket. For the Flair, it's 18.5. Now you're going to say that's not fair because there's more in one than in the other. So I figured out I'm going to use the same basket, but I'm just going to reapply it on the Flair to make sure you have exactly the same preparation of the puck and the entrance. We will just then compare directly the way whole system, so the temperature wise and everything, does or does not impact the flavor. So you knock it out, then you take this little brush inside while it's running. I checked it in the manual, and then you pull out the rest, and you're good to go. So and then I do the first knock to put it all down. Then I remove the funnel. I use the distributor, and you do 3 pumps. That's it. After that, I like to do it one more time to settle the grounds down. You can take it off, and you can see There we go, how nicely it distributed the grounds inside the portafilter. Then we do the distribution, the second one, so to make sure that everything is flat and nice. And on top of that, we do this nice press. And there we go, it's ready. One more thing, I'm always using a screen. This protects my shower head, and it gives a nice way or position for the water to flow out. Now before we do this, let me try and reposition for a few seconds so we can see on the mirror together how is the flow. Give it a second, guys. There you go. Okay, there, you can now see it. First, let's flush. And now we can make the coffee. I like to use wide cups because it's almost like with wine. They allow you, or they allow the coffee to kind of get in, breathe, and then have this better way of extracting itself. Temperature is 93 degrees, and we're gonna see now if we manage to get everything working. And now I can see we're not seeing the extraction properly from this corner. Let's try this one, or I'll just hold it. Nope. Oh Lord. I think we can see it partially. So there's an even saturation. And this is a fantastic thing with this set for preparation. You get an even saturation of the puck, which is fantastic. We're now at 30, we're going to 35. That's it, 24.2 seconds. I think we're pretty good. And now we can get the coffee out. So that's the first cup. I'm gonna make the second cup too, so we don't say that I messed up something with the process. Oh yeah, this is the cool new thing. I actually got a magnet, so it's easier to remove the screen. Now this is cleaned, we put it back, and then we get the magnet back on the coffee machine, and we can easily then just clean or wipe out our shower screen, and we're good to go. So that was the Profitec coffee, and now we're gonna make the Flair one, but for that I need to turn this baby off and then turn that baby on, and also the little kettle, so we can heat up the water. We're going to be preparing everything with the same portafilter, so we're just going to realign things a little bit. So you can see it happening there, and I'll be back to you in a few seconds. So now let's just weigh things out. We need to now connect the Flair 58. Yeah, it does come with a little mesh screen, but I think it's too fine, so I'm going to use the one I showed you there. And I want to switch out the portafilter, so I'm going to use the one I have from my trusty Profitec. And as you can see, it fits perfectly, so you can use either or. You don't need to be constricted to just using one. Why I'm doing this? Because then I can use the same quality when it comes to input, and then we can see the difference in the output, if any. So this is the connector. Let's plug everything in and let's get it heating up. Let's turn it on. I'm going to the full 95-degree mark. Let's put some water in the kettle. Not any water, we use filtered water so we can curb the scale, so it doesn't affect the machine. There we go. And since we extracted at 93 degrees, we're going to heat up the water to 93 too. And it's set to hold once heated. So there's 93. Let me try to reposition you a bit so you have a better overview of what I'm doing. Okay, this will be good for now. There we go. Let's get things rolling. So the device is heating up right now, and what we need to do is prepare the puck. The water is getting up to temperature, and the puck preparation set we can move here. So you see that everything is in its place. There we go. So that's 0, and let's put 16.5. $16.4. Okay, this scale is not behaving properly. So I just want to make sure I have the proper measurement. So the first, if you heard now the sound, that's Flair telling us he's ready. 16.5. Ah, there's a difference. Now we need to figure that out. And that's what we need as an input. The sound you hear is because something leaned on the machine. Okay, so it's heated up. Let's take it out. So there, and we use the same, exactly the same shower screen. Now here we have to get this out, and we need to put in this as a scale, and we need to get a cup. There we go. Try to get it to the 0 out. Let's make some room here. And let's bring in the other camera so we can film it in a nicer and better way. So let's realign things. Hello. This is going to give you a better view of the pool, and we'll try to record again. And here. There you go. You can see the filter. Let's do it. Water is 93, the same as with Profitec. There you go. And let's begin the process. I'm not going to pre-infuse, I'm just going to start this time. The flow was way faster this time, which is very interesting. It just flew through the coffee, which means we need to grind finer for this machine, definitely, to be able to extract everything properly. So there's already a difference that we can see, and this is something to be noted. Let's try and clean this up. This is the problem with the Flair. There's going to be a mess that you have to clean afterwards by doing a full water extraction before you continue onwards. Let's clean it out. And we try one more time. But we will have to lower the grinding size. Interesting. Let's put it in so it stays warm. Let's get this out. And let's measure out the coffee beans. Beans. we made a mistake. Who works makes a mistake. So 16.5 again, and we need to reduce the grinding size. This is the mistake we made. Now let's go down. Okay, now we have it. Let's prepare the buck again. Get if there's any moisture in there. Behind the scenes preparation. Sorry guys, I don't want to move it again. Screen, and we are ready for the take 2. It's in. The scale is under. We're going to use a different cup. And it's still warm because it was under Profitec. Now let's get the water in. Before that, let me turn on the camera. So you can see it closer. There we go. Let's start. And we're hitting 9 right away. That's now a way better flow. There we are. There is an interesting occurrence happening that I noticed, and I need to figure out what's happening, is that once you put a scale underneath the machine and you start pulling out, the scale starts acting strangely, kind of has an inflection to it or something that does not allow it to do a proper extraction, which is kind of weird, but it does happen. Let's flush the remaining water. And this goes pretty quickly. And then you're basically done, and you just need to get out your filter. Where's my magnet? There it is. You pull it out, knock it off, and we're done. I'm gonna clean this up, and then we're gonna go to tasting of what we got out to see how well we did. Talk to you in a few seconds. So these are our 3 shots that we made today. The original Profitec shot, the one that ran too fast, and then the Flair 58. I'm no expert when it comes to tasting, so don't expect miracles, but I am not afraid to say what I think. And let's see if I can figure out what it is. I'm not having a glass right now, so there's a cup with water just to clean the palate. First, the Profitec. Oh, we forgot one thing. Stir it up. All three. Okay. The aromas are there, the smells. Profitec one, creamy, nutty, syrupy, has that aftertaste that goes for the cocoa and stuff. As good as usual. What I'm wondering is if the Flair can follow up. A little bit more acidic. Not much, just a little bit under extracted. But I think this could be fixed with selection of the grinding method or changing the grinding size a little bit further. But the flavors are there, everything is there, so there's just a little, and it's less syrupy. Yeah, the Profitec shot is more creamy, and this one is more or less, it has less of a body to it, so it's kind of coming forward as a, it's not watery, I cannot say that, but it's also it's a very good shot. I cannot complain about it. So I'm really happy to see that both can, at least in the respect of regular coffee, go there. So if you decide to buy Flair, you're going to have a bit of a longer work period, and you're going to need more time to prepare maybe and clean up afterwards. As you saw there, it can get a little bit messy, but you're going to get a really good shot of espresso if you have a good grinder, which is the main prerequisite for any coffee lover. So invest first in a good grinder, then buy a machine. And I think both will give pretty good coffee. So now I have to go to work, and I'm going to continue this video in the afternoon, and then we can discuss further with the decaf coffee. Oh, and you probably think I forgot about the third cup. No, I didn't, but it really pissed through so quickly that I'm even afraid to touch it. So good. Ugh. Enough for this moment. Okay. Talk to you soon. Cheers.